Good evening, everyone. I trust you're doing very well. This is King Solomon, and in this video, we're just going to be looking at my biases on my favorite trading pairs, right? So, I actually just analyzed XAU, right? This XAU USD and GBP USD from the higher time frame, but then I decided to do a top-down analysis on these four pairs. That's the XAU USD, the GBP USD, the AUDUSD and the NZDUSD, all right? So this XAUUSD is the commodity pair among them, while these other three are your favorite currency pairs. So let's dive into it already. Starting from the NZDUSD, I went to the weekly time frame and I was able to see something that's really nice, right? So from this point, I could see a supply zone. Why was this a supply zone? This candlestick, right, took our liquidity from this former candlestick. If you've been watching my previous videos that I've been posting on this page, you would have understanding on everything I'm going to be talking about, right? Because I'm not going to be explaining these things. I'm just going to be showing you my biases, right? And I've also made an highlight of my trading content. So just go to the highlights and you're going to see all the trading contents, like the educational trading contents under the highlight section. All right. So from this point, I was able to see that this was a supply zone. This candlestick went above the former candlestick. So picking it from the body to the eye of the week, say this is the supply zone, right? Going to mark this, you guys, supply zone. Then we saw price do this. Price from this high came to this low, went up to this high, and then came down to what? To break this low, right? So this high breaking this low, I've told you guys before that. I've told you guys before that it's a fake break of structure because this high was not able to tap into the valid zone, right? So that being said, I'm going to mark the high as an inducement, right? So I mark this high as an inducement, and then we're like, price should come into this supply zone. So price came to take out the inducement, tap into the proper zone, and then it will change character. So the character is what I identified as this mark, all right? So price change character, when we can always anticipate price coming to clear the low where price action goes to before coming to our entry or taking out our inducement point. So price changed character here, took out this I, right? Took out this I here. If I'm to mark it with my this thing, I'm gonna something like this, or and broke this I, all right, and then came down to break this low, right? So in this case, I most times used to hope for price to come for the extreme zone. So looking at this, price created some kind of load of liquidity around here, right? And then price looks like it swept it and came down. So I'm not sure price would want to go with this zone. Price initially tapped into it a bit and then came to tap into it properly and then coming down, right? This looks very proper though, but then I would still want to stick to this extreme zone, which is the body of this green candlestick to the eye of this candlestick, right? So that being said, I will want to mark this eye as an inducement eye. As an inducement eye, and this supply zone as a valid zone, right? And of course, I'm actually marking both my inducement and side liquidities as I'm indicating them with this figure X, right? With this letter X, I mean. So for this week, I'll be anticipating the price comes to clear this high, tap into this supply zone, and then come down to take out this low. For this, I'm going to be making use of the lower time frame confirmation because this is the weekly time frame, all right? So it's even possible that we won't even tap into this high yet, right? This is the weekly time frame. Price might not even tap into this high yet in a week time or 2 weeks time, but then this is just my bias from the higher time frame. So maybe on the lower time frame, you might want to dive down to the daily time frame. You might want to mark out your favorite demand zones and all of that. Maybe you want to see price clear this high, you might be anticipating the price take out this high. All right, that's in coming days, in coming weeks. I mean, even in coming months here, since this is on the higher time frame. Going to XAUSD, pretty sure that everyone is aware that XAUSD has been on its all-time high since for months now, right? And even at this current point, we are at the all-time high on gold, yeah. So even with the shorting opportunities that looks like they're valid, they are all short-term sales. All right. Those who are with this price action are those who are actually long in the market at this point. So from the daily time frame, we can see price surging upward, undoubtedly creating higher highs and higher lows. All right. This week I was able to mark a demand zone on the daily time frame. I think on the weekly time frame. Yeah, on the weekly time frame, I was able to mark this zone. All right, showing you the zone as the body of this black candlestick to the low. All right, so price can come for here. Since we're on an uptrend, we won't be taking any short opportunities until we have proper confirmations of the short price action, of short price actions. All right, so even if I have price decrease, change of characters around all this point, I might still want to be optimistic that price on XAUSD is going to make significant highs in coming weeks. All right, so I have this point on XAUSD. I can see I have this demand zone on XAUSD as well. I might even want to pick it from this point. All right, and then this is kind of looking like a liquidity low, like an inducement point, right? So we might see price do this, right? Might see price do this. That's if we are still bullish on XAUUSD. But I would be sticking to the lower time frame for confirmation, since this is on the daily time frame, 15 minutes time frame, on the 4 hours time frame, then on the 15 minutes time frame, I'm going to be watching for price action reversals for bullish continuations, right? And then on GBP USD, on the monthly time frame, I was able to see price. I was able to see that price was on a downtrend, right? And then seeing this high marked as a strong high, yeah, indicates that price took out a valid low, causing a break of structure around here. So what we want to do next is looking for the valid supply zone on this move that can make price push to break this sell side liquidity. All right, and looking at this, in the video I made on other blocks, we can see that this is a valid supply zone. Even though you did not take out liquidity from the former candlestick, as long as the former candlestick did, but does not have an inefficiency, all right? Since this one has an inefficiency, we can make use of it as our supply zone. So me marking this on the monthly time frame as a supply zone, go to the weekly time frame, and then to the daily time frame, I can see that price has actually tapped into the zone, mitigated the zone, changed character on the daily time frame. All right, this is a very pure change of character. Following my brush paths, right? Price took out this high, then took out this low, yeah. And I marked my supply zones that we can expect price to tap into before its continuation on its bearishness. All right, so marking this, I think I marked on the daily time frame this bullish candlestick. All right, since this was a downtrend, since this was a bearish move, marking the bullish candlestick can be ideal as the supply zone, since it was an engulfing candlestick. All right, so I mark this as my supply zone. So this is going to be my extreme supply zone. And then I think I dived down to the 4-hour time frame to see for subordinate supply zone. And then at this point, I was able to see this green candlestick also, right? This is also an engulfing candlestick. So I marked it from the body to the eye. So this is going to be my number 2 supply zone, right? I'm going to mark this as my 2. I'm going to mark this first one as my 1, right? And then I was able to see the zone that pushed price to change character. So we can see that this high pushed price downward, all right? Then price was like making all this kind of liquidity arrangements, yeah, this kind of liquidity arrangement. But then this was the zone that still looked free. So this being the week, it's called a rejection block when it comes to identifying your price delivery points, all right? So marking this out, you can see this is my third supply zone, yeah? So I would be anticipating the price retreats into one of these points to change character, either the 3 or the 2 or even the 1. I think I would actually love seeing a change of character from this one, from this first supply zone, because this is going to look very, very valid for me, yeah? Then I'll be taking short confirmations, all right? And then going back to the weekly time frame, don't forget that we actually have our sell side liquidity on the weekly time frame. That's this one. So you can always anticipate the downtrend until we get to this point if price permits. And then for the last one, we're going to be looking at AUDSD, all right? So AUDSD is just kind of looking normal to me. This eye is looking like and this eye is looking like 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 a liquidity buildup, all right, where a price tried to create a trend line liquidity, all right, a trend line liquidity around here, and seeing price clear this trend line liquidity, we can also want to check out if there are valid supply zones just close to the liquidity the price might want to tap into and retrace from. So looking at this, I can transport this supply zone, which is from the body of this bullish candlesticks to the eye, all right, to the eye, and this is going to be our supply zone. This is going to be our supply zone. So I can see price tap into this zone already, and then I'm marking this out as I'll be marking this low out as a change of character. All right, I'll be marking it as a change of character. Once price, so if price can break this low, right, this is going to be a proper change of character for me. But if price resists coming to take out this change of character line, but just like probably taking out this inducement point, right, and tapping into this zone like this, and then we surge up, so that's fine for me to see price has taken out this supply zone, and then we can probably start looking for longs. All right, but if price can break this change of character low, I'm just going to mark out my favorite supply zones, all right, and then wait for price to tap into them, create change of characters, and then I'm going to take short trades to this sell side liquidity. So that's all on XAUSD, GBPUSD, AUDUSD, and NZDUSD from the very higher time frame. So you can just build your bias around mine here, and see how you can take good trades from there. So I hope you guys have a profitable week. Follow me, turn on my post notification, repost this video. It's really going to go a long way for others. All right. So that's all I'm going to say. Then I'm going to drop the link to my Telegram channel. Join so you can enjoy even more updates that I don't post on Twitter here. Right. So take care, guys. Thank you for watching to the end.